install the system security upgrade for the Subaru Forester 2003, and should be an easy installation. Let's get to it. The package is pretty straightforward. Comes with a installation guide that's pretty easy. I purchased mine from dealerfit.com. Price was great. Shipping took a little while. I would have liked to seen it sooner, but everything comes individually packed, and not a whole lot to it. Got the horn module here, and a couple different parts. So it's designed to be a plug-and-play system. We should have this up and going in no time. It's probably a good idea to open your hood and let your engine breathe a little bit before you do the installation part that needs to be done here in the engine compartment. We'll have to install part of the horn here to the strut tower, and want to make sure that you don't burn yourself while performing this. So I'm going to let this cool off for a minute before we get to that part. We want to make sure that we remove the positive lead on the battery before we do any type of installation to prevent any damage that could occur to any of the car's electronics. For the first part of the installation, we need to remove the glove box. Several different locations for the screws that will release this. Most of them exist inside of the glove box. As you can see here, there's a whole bunch. So we'll get to that. Alright, I've gone ahead and removed the glove compartment. Now is a good time, if you want to do so, to change out your in-cabin air filter. You can do that by clipping these little deals and removing that. It slides in there. As you can see, I don't have one, which was a surprise to me, so had I planned ahead, I would have picked one up before this. For the first part of the electronics installation, we're going to install the security control module, which mounts behind the cruise control module here, if your car is equipped. If not, you will be mounting it to these two screws. So we will remove this first and then install the security module behind it. Okay, as I mentioned before, this system is a plug-and-play system. Subaru makes it really easy. What we're going to do first is we need to locate the wire, which is right here. It just comes right out. And you'll notice that I've removed the cruise control module, and we'll be mounting the security module behind it in the same location. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on now and plug in the cable, go from there. Okay, I've put the security module on the two bolts that will secure it down. I've also plugged in the cable into the module. Our next step will be to replace the cruise control piece. That just goes on like that. Now I'll secure it with the nuts that were provided. Okay, this is the passenger side installation portion, all complete and installed, nice and neat. Now we'll move over to the driver's side. The driver's side panel is a lot easier to take off. We only have two screws to deal with. One here and one up underneath right there. So I'll go ahead and do those, and then there'll be a couple places right along here that will need to be popped. And let's go to that point. One thing that the instructions don't mention, but I think will make our work a little bit easier, is to remove this brace by taking out these two bolts right here. That will expose our instrument panel a little better. And I'm also going to go ahead and just remove the bottom half of the steering wheel column plastic here, just to make it a little easier to get in there. Okay, I've located the connections right here. So we'll go ahead and pull those down. There's a terminator on one, and behind it is the second one. Right there. And those are our two connections that we need to plug into the module here. So we'll go ahead and this piece here is supposed to be disconnected, and this is discarded. So now we'll go ahead and connect those on. Well, I've gone ahead and connected these up. Something to note from the instructions, I don't know if this is important or not, but if you notice how I have the connector in this position here, if you notice the wires, looks like we have some high voltage wires on the right hand side that was the side that we pulled this connector off. So make sure that the high voltage wires, which had this terminator connected to it, go to this side of the bracket. So with the attachment piece here upward, put it on the right hand side. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and attach the unit to the steering column here. It has a place for it right there, and so we'll go ahead and attach it. I have it all attached to the steering column. Looks nice. These plug-and-play systems really make it easy. Okay, now we're going to attach the horn module. First, what we'll want to do is locate the cable that we need to get to, and you can find it right down here. Is where we're going to look. So just to the right of the strut, down underneath. We'll see if you can see it from here. You can see it just poking up right there. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect that and pull that up through. I've pulled the cable up. One thing I did notice, there was some dirt and debris inside the connection itself, and so I just took a pocket knife and scraped a little bit of that out. Looks like Subaru thought ahead and filled it full of grease so that it wouldn't be compacted with all that garbage. So another nice thing from Subaru. What we're going to do now is we're going to take the horn piece and we're just going to mount it right here on top of these two bolts here on the struts, and we'll secure those down with the two nuts that are supplied with the kit. Okay, I have the horn attached. I decided to go ahead and attach my cable before I bolted down the horn, just to make it a little bit easier to make sure the connection fit correctly. So that's it for the installation. Now all we need to do is try and see if our new alarm works, and we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, we're all done. Let's go ahead and test the system. I've unrolled the window here so that we can easily access it once we set the alarm. So we'll go ahead and close the door. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and alarm the car with my key fob here. Now, one thing that's really cool, now we have a security light on the dash there. So that's pretty cool. Now we have a little deterrent there. It's pretty quick, but anything is better than nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock the door now, and let's see what happens. Well, as Borat would say, great success. Well, I want to thank everyone for watching this. Hopefully it was helpful to you. I also want to give props to the guys over at SubaruForester.org. They've been very helpful with some of the things that I've wanted to do to my Forester, and hopefully this tutorial will be able to do the same and help any of you out there that have wanted to do this upgrade.